Hey everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. How are you today? We okay. We are going to be taking our crafting off of the mat, so to speak, and talk about something that is a fun sort of diversion from our crafting, but related to crafting with a Cricut. Um, because, all right, because we are going to be talking about sealing envelopes. So, a lot of you may. Hi, good morning. No, you're not late, Paralita. Welcome. So, say hello to all of my friends on this morning. It's Thursday, finally Thursday. Um, and oh, very nice, Gloria. Okay, so good morning. My thing did not say live. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Maybe people are just a little slow getting on today, but that's okay. So anyway, when you're making Cricut uh, cards, especially if you're not using the insert cards that come with pre-made envelopes, you have to either make them yourself or buy them. And so a lot of people have said, oh, Rita doesn't like envelopes. It's not that I don't like envelopes. It's just that I feel like most of the time I just buy them. But then I started thinking about envelopes, and yes, they they are utilitarian. They convey, they take your beautiful cards and through the mail or whatever and end up to somebody that you want to send it to. But then I thought, envelopes really can convey the message of the card, what's inside. And one of the things that reminded me of this was wax seals. I don't know if anybody has ever seen these before, but this is called a wax seal. It's actually a matrix. A matrix is like a cavity or a mold of some sort. This one here has a bumblebee on it, but there are others. And in fact, I bought this one that it has six different uh, matrices or different designs. This one's a fleur de lis. Then there's the classic feather, which is like a pen, a heart, a rose. Here's another bumblebee. And then there's a tree of life. And these are just fun things to play with. But also, if you are doing something very elegant or special, say you are wanting to do some fancy invitations, you're having a tea party, um or you're somehow, maybe you have a wedding or a bridal shower that you're going to throw, using the wax seals, it's really a lot of fun. And I remember playing with these when I was a kid, or well, when I was a teen, and thinking these were the best things. And then, so I did a little bit of research about them. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. So today I have three different ways that we're going to use wax for wax seals. I'm going to go through them all. And I did buy all of these things on Amazon, and I will show you how they work. But let me just show you the three different ones. So this is sort of how I remember it as a kid. Was This was the wax, and you lit the little candle, and it drip right onto your surface. And then you would take your wax sealer, and then you'd press it down into the liquid wax and then lift it up, and you would have a seal. So here are a couple examples of me trying to do it this way, in the three different ways, actually. And you see here, I actually colored this one in. That looks really cool. I like that. And so what I found about these from when I was a kid and not when I was a kid is that the wax is not really wax like it used to be. It was like just, I suppose you could use a colored candle to do this, but the wax was brittle when it was dry or when it was solid, and you could actually like go like this and it breaks the seal. That's where the term breaking the seal comes from. Wax is a very important thing, or in history, and in fact, these kinds of wax seals come from all the way back from the Mesopotamia era, but they gained huge popularity in the Middle Ages, especially for royalty or for people that were in some sort of, authoritative position. They served as a way to verify that your message, because you would use it to close an envelope, so that your message was not tampered with. Also, it also conveyed identity. So in this case, maybe there was a in the history of things, maybe you'd have your own seal. And in fact, like, so each king, and also if you think about corporations, especially like in the 80s, they had what's called a seal, so that they could convey that this was approved by the owners of the corporation. Same thing with maybe a king or a queen. They would have their own particular seal, and so this would convey, okay, this is from King James the Third or Queen Victoria. That's what this is. And common day right now, notary publics, notary publics, when you need to get something notarized, they have their own seal. And usually these seals that they have are basically like clamps that clamp down onto the paper and create like an embossed seal. But this is the original version of a seal. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of my Latin, like my Latin background. So, did you know that the word sincere, right? It actually stands for sincere, which means without wax. A cere is wax or cera, um, and sin means without. So sin, Sarah, ended up being about, it means without wax. And that was because back in the old days, people were in construction, were coating their wooden things with wax. And this was not a popular, or it was not a preferred method of buying things like wood, because eventually the wax would melt off, and so people would sell something either waxed or sincera without wax. So that is where the word sincere comes from, true. So something that was without wax was actually more wholesome or more pure, so sincere. So anyway, so that's getting a little bit off track, but I just wanted to tell you my little Latin thing. Hey, my parents paid for college for a reason. So there you go. Anyway, so this is called a seal or a matrix or a mold, and then you need to find what's going to work for you for the wax. So this is kind of the original. There'd be this beautiful wax candle, almost like a candle, but it's supposed to drip a lot, and you drip it onto your paper or your envelope, and then you would take your seal and press it down. But I did find two other types, and this one here, it's very fancy, but I honestly not sure that I would recommend it. So this came all together. You see this little pot here, and it has on it a little, I don't know, a spoon, and in here is a little candle. Okay. And so the idea is that you would heat up through the candle, you would heat up these little beads, and you get all of these really lovely colored beads, and you'd heat it up, until it was liquid. The only problem with this is that the candle's not as hot as I would like. So I'm going to show you them all. And then the third method, which I think is probably the best modern method anyway, is to use a glue gun. But instead of using glue, you use this wax that's in the shape of a glue stick. This I would probably recommend. However, I would also say that if you have only one glue gun, then you may need to reserve a different glue gun, or do these all together in a group. Otherwise, you could end up with, glue stuck in the glue gun, and you have to get that out before you can put these wax strips in. And by the way, the glue does not work on these sealers. It does not work. All right. So, yeah, that's fine. You don't have to buy them, Gloria. This is just sort of, just, just to sort of give you an idea of how to make maybe your things, whatever it is that you are making, maybe make them a little more fancy. Or if you're going to do invitations, this might be a good thing. You could also include these in side cards or on presents. And a lot of times they were used with ribbons. So the way that the ribbons would work is that they would have a piece of ribbon, and then they would seal it 1, 2, 3, maybe seals across like this. And that way the person that we're sending it would know that it was not tampered with. Okay. So let's go ahead and show you the 3 different kinds of sealing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little mold and see how it just kind of twists off. And I'm going to let's do the rose, and we're going to twist the rose right on there. There we go. Okay. So there's our rose, you can see. And we're going to let's start with this one. This is sort of the original version of it. So let's move this over so you can see. So I have and this is not something you would do with little ones, by the way. So unless it was supervised, obviously. But I have my quick lighter here, and I'm lighting the candle. I do have a fan on, so it's causing a little bit of a problem. But then what you do is hold this over the place that you want, and you have to hold it. It's sort of at an angle because you do want it to drip. And now it's starting to drip. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but I'll pull it away so you can see. And then you would just stand here and allow it to drip. And I would say probably like 10 drops. You want a nice good glob of the wax, and steady so that you have one big pile. So that's not quite as much as I want, but I just want to show you. All right. Just wait for a couple of more drops. Now, if you get impatient like me, you could also just light the candle like from underneath, but you are bound to get some charred look to it, just like that. And look, my thing is actually on fire, so it will blow out in a second, I hope. There we go. Blow out in a second. So if you are impatient like me, maybe not such a great idea, but then blow it out. And then we're going to take our wax seal, and we are going to, from top to bottom, press on it like this, down, straight down, give it a second, and then pull it up. And you can see there's our rose. Now I'm pressing all over this and making a mess, but there's the rose. It's still a little bit wet here, so be careful. Now, some of these you could actually make a head, and put them on your envelopes, but I don't think this is one of them. This one is closer to more being really waxy. Okay, so this one here, as I mentioned, it's really cute and elegant. And look, it's like a little cauldron of sorts. And then you would just take and put these little pellets in, just like this, and melt them down. It seems to take a while for that to happen. So I, again, if you were being impatient like I am, I'm going to just heat it like this. This kind of makes me feel like I'm doing something naughty, like I'm doing some sort of drugs or whatever. But no, I am just sealing the envelopes that I've made with my craft. Okay, and then you would drip this down. Now I think that piece is going to get in the way. Yeah, it is. So I might have to remove it. Boy, I could mess up Cheerios. All right, here we go. All right, so there we go. I think maybe you need a little bit of something to sort of get that wax out. But here you go. Here's some wax. Put it back here. And let's take which one's this? Is it a bumblebee? This is the bumblebee. And then we're going to press down like this, all the way down. Hold it for just a second. And then lift straight up. And there is your bumblebee. Isn't that cute? Now, one of the things that you can do also with this, as I mentioned, is that you can color them in. So this particular kit came with these metallic color pens, but I suppose you probably have metallic pens around, like this one here would probably work, or even a Sharpie would work. And I just want to show you how this would work. You're just going to use the pen on the raised edges here. It's super simple. Just go around and color in your raised portion, which is, for this one, is the bee. And it does look really stunning that way, I think. Just so you can get a close look. See that? Pretty neato, right? And then next up is the glue gun variety. Now, this glue gun, I should have to tell you, is sort of a professional grade glue gun. I don't use it all that often because it's very, very hot. But I couldn't get the other one I had working. So I thought that I would use this. So I've put in these wax sticks, and they come in all kinds of colors. Look at this. There's gold, these are all sort of metallic-y too. There's green, there's orange, white, pink. So again, if you were doing some sort of special event and you wanted to make those envelopes really pop, then these are available. And I do find that this is actually the easiest of the three ways. So we're going to just I have had this heating up, and I'm actually going to coax by pressing here because it's not coming out for some reason. Come on. Well, maybe I spoke too soon, because now look, it's melting from the side. So that is not working. That is not working. So I think that I need a different glue gun to work that, and I burned my hand. But this was what happened, what it looked like when I did it with the glue gun. Okay, so the three things here, I know this is not a lot of information, but I wanted to just like kind of show you that there are fun ways to seal your envelopes, but it can be a little messy. There might be a little bit of a problem with mailing these. You may need to pay extra for mailing. And there's that, or you might end up with glue all over your hands, just like I did. So that is today's project. I had such high hopes about this, but I'll be really honest. Aside from these, which I think are beautiful and would make a really beautiful gift, I would probably not recommend. Um, Now I have to say I don't recommend these wax in a stick, but also this seems to be fun, but it does take a while, and you have to use these little tea lights to make it happen. I think I would rather go back to these sticks, these wax sticks, and do it the old-fashioned way. So that is it for the demo today. But I wanted to talk with you a little bit about Fridays. So Friday we are going to be having our Friday freebie. We are going to be going to the Bearded House. I believe it's the Bearded Housewife. And I wanted to show you that. Okay. They're barking because Sancho came by. All right. So let me see if I can't get Bearded Housewife.com. So the Bearded Housewife. Oh, you have to put the word the bearded. There it is. Okay. TheBeardedHousewife.com is another website that has a lot of wonderful freebies. Also, they sell some, or this fella sells some SVGs, and you can go to there and you can check out resource, which I don't know. Close this. This is the resource library. Now, one is very similar to Burton Avenue's resource library that has a lot of different things here, but you have to put in a passcode to get in there. And so in order to get the passcode, you have to subscribe to his I don't know, with his newsletter. So you put your first name and your email address and you subscribe, and then he posts new projects usually once a week. Okay. And he does a lot of cards. He works with his Cricut maker, so he does make them very similar. And I think the project that we're going to be doing is a gift card holder that looks like, that has bumblebee theme, and when I get around to it, I will send you the link for tomorrow. Then I have to, we're going to be putting the freebie Fridays on hold for a while, because I heard back from Cricut and they would rather me feature Cricut only projects. So I have to kind of work around that. So I apologize for that. If you have enjoyed the freebie Fridays, I'm interested in hearing your feedback on it, because frankly, I think it's kind of a fun feature, and it allows you to use your Cricut in all sorts of ways, including uploading images and stuff like that. And so so we'll be focusing for a while without Friday freebies, and I hope that that's okay. Also wanted to point out that next Saturday night is our monthly Zoom call, which is free to join, and I will be posting the link on, now that we have a group on Facebook, Cricut Chat with Miss Rita, that is private, I can post the link on there, so that we won't have any problems. But we'll also be posting the link on Patreon. Remember, if you are a patron on Patreon, then you are eligible for a prize. I'm going to be picking a prize each month that's over and above my regular monthly prizes, which are currently going on. This month, we're giving away a Cricut Mug Press Bundle and a Cricut Bright Pad Go, and then a bunch of materials bundles. So if you haven't already, get your name in, or if you have, this is just a reminder that you can do it more than once. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Annette. I agree about yeah, and I agree about I know. I don't know what else to really tell you about it. I'm just being really honest that, but apparently it's, they don't want us to do other people's projects, on our lives. So, rather than, disassociating with Cricut, I figure we'll just have to omit it for a while until maybe they'll change their mind. I don't know. Anyway, we got a lot of other great projects coming up. And as you know, there's a lot of really cool things happening. I do want to tell you that if you're interested in the auto press, it goes live for purchase on the Cricut.com website on it's really on Saturday night at midnight, or it's 10 Mountain Time. So on Saturday night either at, depending on where you are, I'm Eastern. So at midnight, it will go live. So I'm going to pop in on Sunday and give you a demo, kind of like how I did the 2x2 card mat. And so I will do a little demo, and then I'm going to show you another this almost the same demo, um, the next day. So Monday we'll see the auto press again. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Yeah. So anyway, so that's gonna do it for me today. It's not a whole lot. And so I appreciate you coming on. And I hope that if you are interested in this kind of thing with sealing your envelopes, that you will give some of these a try. I will put the links in the description after the video is live. I'll put the links in the description on where you can buy these. I have an Amazon affiliate, so you can go ahead and buy through Amazon. By buying through Amazon, that does help me, and it does allow for me to make a little bit of money from the Amazon affiliate program. And this is something that's not carried by Cricut, so that's allowable. So that's it for me for today. I hope that you thank you, Barb. Thank you, Babs. I appreciate it. I love the bee. The bee is beautiful. I actually bought this bee individually, and then I found the bee um, in this set, and I thought, well, I'll have two bees, and they're just really pretty. I love bees anyway. I got a new purse for my birthday, and it's all bees. It's a Coach bag that has bees on it. So that was fun. Anyway, I will see you all later, and I hope that you can make it for tomorrow's show, which we'll be doing the Bearded Housewife, and I will post all the links that you need to attend and do those projects tomorrow. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We will see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye.